Hello, Ryan here, aka Sifu Messiah, and welcome. Today we are obviously taking a look at the Retaliator, which is now hangar ready, thank God. It's a bit of a beast. It's classed as a heavy bomber, but to be honest, I wouldn't be so worried about the role specifics as with this modularity system. It really doesn't make any difference anyway, because you can swap out anything you want. Now, the little blurb it says on the ship specs is it's the civilian refit of the Retaliator, which, if you don't know, all the ships, all the military-esque ships were sort of decontinued or decommissioned and were allowed to be sold to civilians, which is why you see they're all scratched, they're dented and so forth, because they've been in active combat. Now it says the civilian refit of the Retaliator trades the ship's massive torpedo bays for equally massive cargo capacity. And inside, we'll take a look inside, obviously, and you'll see there's two huge cargo bays, but they're not all just for torpedoes. They can be swapped out. So it's 71 meters in length, which is, I tell you what, these thrusters look pretty cool, which is about 10 meters longer than the Constellation series. It's 53 meters beam and 12 meters in height. It has a null cargo mass of 188,000 kilograms. Now it says it has 0 freight units for cargo, but again, don't worry about that. It's a 6-person crew, maximum crew. The power plant size max is 6. The factory power plant which it has at the moment is the D-Tech G33, which I believe is a size 5. It has 2 TR5s, which are those really nice looking ones around there, the thrusters, or the primary thrusters. It has 12 TR1 manoeuvring thrusters and 6 TR4 manoeuvring thrusters. I'll get there in the end. So I think these TR4s, it's this one, or these two, those two, and then the two at the front, as you can see either side. Now these actually flip up, so you can do VTOL landing, which is pretty cool. That's vertical takeoff and landing. Very nice. Now, a lot of the stuff it says coming soon. Max shield of 3, which in my opinion is pretty small to say it's a ship that's supposed to get quite up close and personal to a capital ship. And the shield currently is a dual Guardian. Now, I would have thought it would have at least maybe a size 5, possibly even a size 4 at the very, very least. But so be it. Now, it's got a lot of turrets. You've got one. What else have we got? Let's get a bit of a mooch on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just get a quick sprint down here. Such a bloody big ship. Takes forever to get to the other end. I bet there's not even going to be one down here, is there? On the top, I'm looking. I don't think there is. We'll have a closer look at the top. But it looks like there's 5 turrets, and I think they all contain the CF007 Bulldog repeaters. So it's a pretty beastly machine. I say we get inside and take a look. Sorry, I'm just turning off my iPad and have a look inside. Let's have a go. So we've got these two. Get out of the way of that. So we have 2 entrances or lifts to get in, and I suppose these are very important. With a ship with a crew size of 6, you're going to need to be able to get more than one person in at any given time. And these, to be honest, look like they'll hold 3 people. 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4th at a squeeze, which I suppose takes the full 6 crew. That is the max crew. So once you get upstairs, you come into I suppose it's the lobby in a way, isn't it? It's the entrance. I'll try not to move my... Hang on. I'll try not to move my screen too fast, as it's often very annoying because of the frame rate, but that will change very soon. So this is the lobby area. I'll just close that. I've had to whip through to make sure I know which direction I'm going in first. And it's quite a smart lobby. Now there seems to be a bit of a mist going on. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just sort of cloudy or foggy. I suppose there's something kicking out somewhere, like a fan. But looking around this little lobby, you've got an airlock here, which is very cool. This is your docking collar. You've got one on the roof, one on the ground, so you can dock to ships. And I think there was something mentioned in Squadron 42 where you do actually dock to, was it an Idris or some other type of ship, quite a large ship that he says the Retaliator does dock. It was in one of the 10 for the Chairman questions, so we know that's going to happen, and I expect everyone, once you've docked, this will open up and everyone can drop down. I suppose it'll deploy a ladder somewhere, or maybe they have to EVA. I don't know how that's going to work yet. But yeah, I don't know what this panel's for. It looks a bit unusual. I don't know if it's a placeholder or something's going to go there. But yeah, let's start with this side. So this is deck A. So we're on the, I suppose, the lower deck. Now that looks like it's supposed to have a fire hydrant in. This looks like padding. That's just a door, I think. Yeah. But you can see this. I'll tell you now, there's lots of these panels all over the place, and I assume they will have a function. I don't know if they've been put in place now in mind with having a function there, or if they're going to eventually move them around when they finally get to a certain part of the development. These look like lockers. You've got 1, 2, 3 here. Now we can't access them, but looking at, say, the Mustang Beta, for example, in the back, there's lots and lots of little cupboards and lockers, so I assume things like this will be for personal items. Let's have a look in here. So this is one of the loading bays, or the torpedo bays, and we've seen in the Retaliator sort of trailer, this desk folds up to reveal a couple of screens. I'll try and show a picture while I'm talking about it. And it folds up, so I assume the person who is in here would be the torpedo operator or the loader. And he's got a lot of panels. I don't know what all of this stuff is for. We can see ADF. Hold on, it's gone a bit spazzy. Hang on. Oh dear. What is going on? ADF, TAC, control. If anyone has an idea of what that could stand for, please put it in the comments, because I am interested. Then you've got another dial there with 3 switches. That, can I do it without jerking around? No. Auto manual. I don't know, it could be some sort of loading mechanism. I do think this is most likely the place where you will load the weapons. Again, these, what the hell are they for? But anyway, let's go back out the door we came in. So moving down, I like this window. These are very cool. You can see everything that's happening. I do have some ideas about this Retaliator for the modularity system, which I'll get onto in a second once we've done the full tour. So again, another panel. It's reversed, so they've obviously put placeholders. 3 more lockers there. Again, I don't know if they're going to be there in the final version. I assume this is as close to the final version as we'll probably get for now. Now this is the first turret on one of the back ends, is it, or the front end? I can't remember now. Must be the back. It's hard to tell which direction you're going in this ship. I don't know which is aft and which is fore. I don't know. But yeah, this is a turret. I expect a seat will come from somewhere, probably through that door there. As it tells you, there's a warning. So you stand there, it'll come shooting out, you sit in it, and then up you go. And these manned turrets are actually duplicated either side. So there's one on this wing, one on the other wing. More lockers there, I don't know if I mentioned them. And some more lockers down here. Plenty of lockers. So, into the very end, or the furthest we can go back. Just close that. We have these two... Oh, sorry, this looks like another docking collar. We'll have to have a look outside and see if this is actually a manned turret or not. I don't know what these are for. They look like it's some sort of man turret where it'll lower you down, but it could also be a way of getting something into the ship. Not too sure about that. Be interesting to see what it has to, what they'll end up being. Come through here. More lockers. Bloody lockers. Now these, I think, are quite interesting. It looks like they can be unscrewed and will reveal something behind them. Whether or not they are placeholders, I don't know. They could be, but they look like they may have use to me. This is unusual. Look, these are like 2 canisters here. Let's read what it says on this warning. So, caution, radioactive material work area. Surfaces and items in this area may be contaminated. No smoking, eating or drinking are permitted. So, I wonder what that's all about. So then 3 more lockers, and again, this is the turret on this side now. Exactly the same as the one on the other side. I've really got to learn starboard, aft, and all that jazz, because I have a feeling it may come in handy. I would like to know what these handles are for. I see them quite often around the spot, and I wonder if there'll be some sort of pull to release. I don't know what it could be for. We'll have to figure that one out as well. Another cool looking window. More turrets. That's just back into the same room there. We've been in there. These fans are quite huge, aren't they? They're like giant heat sinks. I wonder if they'll be powering on, or if it's a system we can turn on and off. Right, so I think we'll go... Well, actually, hang on. Before we go ahead and through any more doors, there's 3 panels up here. Again, ones that can be tampered with, played with, telling us some sort of status. I assume it'll be within there. These, I have no idea what they're for. You've got a release lock, so you'd pull them both together. Very alien isolation there. TAC, LIMANS, control, I don't know what all that means. It looks like a bloody mechanical anus, doesn't it? But yeah, any ideas on this one, guys? Give me your thoughts. Either you put something in it, or it brings something out. Let's have a look in the Torpedo Bay. So it's going all the way through this piping that... It goes all the way to this side. What on earth is it for? I'm sure they will have an idea for that. They wouldn't just put that in there without a reason. So anyway, this is one of the turret bays. Or sorry, not the turret, what am I about? The torpedo bays. And thank you, Robert, we have scissor clips, or whatever they're called, I can't remember, but he told me what they were called the other day. Have a look at that. But yeah, I think this is quite a decent sized bay. It can probably be swapped out for cargo, etc. It would be quite daunting seeing something like this. So yeah, they're pretty cool bays. I mean, these doors, what'll happen is they'll open up. These will be either lowered or dropped or released, and then the torpedo jets will kick in and wreak havoc, basically. A lot of really good detail in here. I mean, you've got all this wiring back here, good use of cable management. But yeah, I do like these rooms, very interesting. And these hydraulic type doors, going to be interesting to see them in action. What's that? Is that like a manual release? EF use only. I don't know what that means. I wonder if you can manually release these doors. So if you are in here and you're being boarded, or there's an alien on board, you can probably come in, seal the door off, and open this somehow. I wonder if that'll be a mechanic or a way of escaping aliens. So let's look through here. Yeah, give me your thoughts on that. Now this is the bathroom. Again, another camera. Luckily it's facing that way. So you've got more lockers, 4 lockers this time. A cool little dinky toilet, and actually this morning we've just had a new toilet fitted ourselves, so kind of close to home. Toilet supplies, so I assume that would be space toilet paper. That looks like a speaker. I wonder if it's for the tannoy on the ship, or if it's you can plug in your space phone. Maybe it's just an air freshener. I don't know. Medical unit, quite nice to have a little medical unit there. Tap with a couple of drawers for shower supplies. This is the shower. It's got a big spacious shower, but there's no door. I wonder if something will close, or if it'll just... maybe it just won't ever flash out. I saw there's a drain there anyway, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. But again, nice little detail. Yeah, not a bad little toilet. So I wonder if you'll actually have access to a camera system if you are the captain, or maybe the cockpit. I know in the captain's bunk, which we'll see in a second, he has a panel, which you would assume is just for checking your status and stuff. Nice view there of the torpedoes. And here is where the majority of the panels are. I don't know why they've got so many. Again, are they placeholders? That light's freaking out. Are they placeholders, or are they there for a reason? We don't know, as we don't know all the mechanics yet. But it's a very nice sort of utilitarian look to it. So release and lock. Again, I'm not sure. This is... I really don't understand what that's for. Could it be to maybe an airlock to stop this... another camera. To close this door. So maybe you pull that and it seals that off, so the cockpit is protected from maybe a hull breach or pirates. Bit of a texture problem there. Fire. I assume there'll be a fire hydrant in there. These look like some funky lockers again, don't they? So there's a cockpit. We'll take a look at that in a sec. This is to the upper deck, which I know when the PTU version was out, you couldn't get up there, or you had to jump around on the outside. Now this is the captain's quarters, and I wonder if this panel here will allow you to look at the camera feed and flick between them, making sure that your crew is doing what they're supposed to be doing and not playing around or playing cards or whatever they do. A nice comfy looking bed with a space mattress, medical kit, bit of storage there, don't think we can lower that or anything, and a bit of storage there. But to be honest, if I was the captain of the ship, I would want a little table with maybe one of those globe drink cabinets, bookcase, I don't know, something a bit more homely. But I suppose you can put like posters and stuff up. Well, hopefully that's not really been confirmed. I'll move on quickly. So let's check upstairs before we look at the cockpit. Now I believe this will be where the rest of the crew sleep. You've got another access to the turret there. I don't know where the chair comes from. Doesn't seem to be a chair anywhere. Again, the camera is there, look, watching you, always watching. Nice bit of piping, a little shut-off valve there. Like a fuse box there, I'm not sure what they're for either, there's lots of them. I think they've just duplicated textures and things for just filling, you know, to get it out, rather than actually having purpose-built items. But it'll be nice, you know, when... Shit, I think I'm stuck. When you can see out into the black, see where you're going. Move on further down. Now this, if you watched the... what was it? The little trailer for the Retaliator, you would see that these are weapon racks. So you'd have your assault rifles, shotguns, all attached here, and they push forwards towards you when the alarm has been sounded. I don't exactly know how it's all going to work yet, but it looks like you can hold, well, 16 weapons. Assault rifles, maybe. Again, another control panel. Mind you what? Actually, there was a time when Adam read a sign on the floor that said "Mind your head," and banged his head on the sign because he was reading the sign on the floor telling us to. It was so funny. Anyway, this, I think, is where the crew will sleep. It looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds. They are numbered. Let's duck down here. That is number 3. That's number 6. So yeah, they're all numbered 6. They look like beds to me. They don't look like beds on the inside, do they? Oh yeah, they do. You got yourself a little thing to play with in there. But something that came to my mind when I saw up here, because I do like this area, is say if you've just spawned into the game onto your friend's ship. Another bloody... What if you're trying to masturbate in one of these things? You'll have to really get like a a blackout window. But yeah, you wake up and you can look out while you're coming into the game and maybe see a planet or a system or a nebula or anything out there. You know, then you'd come downstairs. This is me role-playing again. I so can't wait for this game to be released. Christ. You'd come down the ladder, turn around, see your friend who's driving in the cockpit, and just stand and chat to him. You know, where are we going? What's going on? I can't wait to do something like that. But anyway, let's turn around and have a look. So this looks like it's the rear, the front turret underneath, which we have seen. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused. So yeah, that's the bottom turret. And then this is the cockpit. Let's get in there. I love the animations on this and how everything comes out. So, we have quite a few dials here. We have this one here, the main one, which is a bit of a beast, and then two little either side panels. They are it's symmetrical. Whether or not it'll be like this when the final version comes out, I don't know. It's still early days to tell, really, but very nice. Field of view is pretty good. You've got these pipes in the way, which is a bit irritating, but I suppose it could be worse. But yeah, nothing much more to say about the cockpit, really. It's a nice ship. Let's come out of there, and I'll just tell you about my ideas about this, because I've had a lot of ideas about this ship. There we are. So, something a friend of mine said was that he didn't like how the whole ship seems very isolated. Everyone is in their own little place. You know, you've got the pilot in his cockpit. You have people on the turrets. You've got the bloke who's manning the other lady who's manning the missile. Sorry, choking there. Who's manning the missile bay? They're all in their own separate areas. That no one is ever together. And things like ships like the Constellation or the Redeemer, you tend to be in a communal area where everyone can sort of speak and see each other, basically. And it's a good point. If you play a game like this, it's for a social reason as well. You know, a lot of people on a ship like this size, unless you're planning on taking just NPC crew, you want to be able to talk to each other and to see each other and converse. And it is very isolated. You know, you've got long corridors. The only time, he says as well, you're ever going to bump into each other is when you're on your way to the John or to the toilet. And it's true. It is very isolated. But with this modularity system, the way I see this ship, and you know, tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if whatever you think you should be able to do with this ship, is you should be able to, I think it would be a great bounty hunter ship. Now, hear me out. If you've got a bounty on you, you would, you would try and do your best to get out of there and to hide and not get caught. So, surely, if you have friends who own an Aegis or a large capital type ship, you would just run to them and then get into their ship, and then, you know, the bounty hunter who arrives in his little Avenger will come up to an Aegis and say, excuse me, can I have him back? And, you know, it's not going to work. I think you need something with torpedoes that is really going to put the shits up the captain of this Aegis and say, give me your guy or we're going to deal some serious damage to your ship. And depending on how loyal they are to their friend or the person with the bounty on their head will depend on whether or not they give him up. But if they decide they don't want to give him up, at least you've got some firepower to really deal some damage. So you don't have to have all torpedo bays. You can have one torpedo bay, and then you can use this. I'm jittering through that door there. You can use this one, maybe swap it out, instead of having torpedo bay here, swap it out for maybe some prison cells to hold your bounties, a medical unit, maybe a kitchen or a commune area, maybe some more cargo space. It could be a full cargo bay, this could. Or you could just have it for well, whatever you please. I mean, we don't know what the modularity system is or how in-depth it's going to be, but I expect there'll be lots and lots of options. So my first thought would be, you know, having a couple of prison cells, torpedoes, a medic bay in case your bounty hunter friends get into trouble. You could have a crew of 6 bounty hunters all working together, literally play out dog in the future. Yeah, anyway, tell me your thoughts on that. I think it would work pretty well, and it would be the sort of ship that, you know, if you owned an Idris, you would think twice about arguing against. But other than that, I don't really have much more to say about the ship. We'll get up top and jump on the top, but I won't record, you know, all that fanning around trying to jump off of the settee, and I'll just wait till I'm on the top. But I want to know what your thoughts are on the Retaliator. I like it, but I was a bit disappointed, and I think the reason I was disappointed is generally Hallic's idea is that it's isolated. There's no area like the Redeemer has, a full kitchen area, and you would have thought a ship like this with a multi-crew where you could be in space for a while would have that. So all's not lost though. The modularity system will most likely allow it to happen. So if you do own a Redeemer or you are wanting a Redeemer, don't just go off the spec page and what we see now, because there's so much you can do to it. Anyway, I'll get up top and we'll have a little run around on the top of the ship. Bear with me. Okay, we have taken the death-defying leap from the settee and we've made it. Funnily enough, I did it first time this time, which was better than the last 10 times I tried. That makes sense. So, a lot of cool pipe work, and I love the paint job on this. It is very stealth, often said like the Lockheed B-71, I think it was, or the B-2 bomber or whatever, very similar to that. And I suppose that's probably what they've gone for, because it is, you know, a beast that delivers a good payload. You can see down there. It's so hard to think that this is on a low setting. It's ridiculous. This is the B deck where you've got the beds and the weapon, or the handheld weapon crates or deployments. This is your cockpit. Now that's one turret on the top. Let's just see if there's any more. Yeah, you've got 2 more down there. Those are the 2 at the very back. You have another one underneath, I think, don't you? Just underneath that one. Now these are the airlocks, so however they manage to get it sorted, you'll be coming into it close to a ship. It'll send out its docking collar and that'll attach. Excuse me. Let's have a look at the back. I love these wings. They are very cool. These fin things. Oh yeah, there's not really much more to say up here. Anyway, big thank you to 3 people. We've got Robert, as we know, Hallic, who is the leader of our organisation, which I'll do a little plug for our organisation while I've got you all here, and iDisorder. They all let me use their accounts to record this. I'm not going to say which one I used. You'll have to guess. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you all enjoy your Retaliators, and I enjoy flying alongside you all. But anyway, our organisation is called Sanford & Son, and we sort of emphasise salvage and exploration, but that's not all we're going to be limiting ourselves with. So basically what we're doing now is, I'm just saying to you all, if you want to join us, find us out. We only want around 20 people at the most in our org. We have currently about 7. So we are quite exclusive in that way, but we prefer to play with, you know, like-minded people. Very mature. We like, you know, 21 or over, I'm afraid, guys. If you're under 21, don't bother applying, because, you know, it's the rules of the org, I'm afraid. But yeah, we appreciate light-hearted fun and teamwork. A bit of role-play maybe here and there. But yeah, if you're interested in joining us, we do have a lot of ships at the moment. To say there's only 7 of us, we have a Reclaimer, a Karak, a 315p, a Retaliator, as you can see, we're looking at it now, a Super Hornet, a Herald, a Javelin Destroyer, oh yes, an Avenger, an Aurora, a Mustang Beta, and an Idris P. So we have a lot of ships, plus we all have little other ships as well. So feel free to go to Sanford & Son Now there is another organisation similar named to ours, but we are Sanford and Son, Sanford. We're not anything else other than that. So have a look for us. Drop in an application. Either way, if you make it into the org or not, I will be playing with you in the verse regardless, because I want to meet you all. So don't worry if you don't make it in or if you're under 21. But yeah, we will have a good time in the verse, and we have lots planned. Plus we like to hear what you have all got planned, so if you do make it in, hop into the forums and tell us what you want to do. Anyway, with that said, thank you for watching. There are going to be more videos coming thick and fast. I'm going to do a landing video on how to land automatically and manual in Arena Commander 1.1, as it has been newly updated. When they finally get the multiplayer connectivity issues sorted, which they are having big issues with at the moment, I will be showing you the rental equipment credits. Oh, hang on, there's something else I want to show you. So stick around for that. It opens very, very slowly. But this is that little pack that we all got given if you're a subscriber. Very nice. And I think this might be where, if you go to a friend's hangar, I assume this will open up. This will be your elevator system to get to your friend's hangar. And that will most likely be into the verse, or into the landing zone. Anyway, what the hell? Don't forget to subscribe. Comment if you've got anything to say. Please let me know your thoughts. Share the video if you will, and hit the like button if you think I did a good job. I've tried not to wiggle my view around too much. I apologise if it was irritating you before. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at SuperMacBrother. Follow me on Twitch at SuperMacBrothersRyan, and Adam at SuperMacBrothersAdam, and I shall see you in the verse.